Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
Turning to face the congregation after you have finished Shemoneh Esrei. The congregation, the minyan, is davening Shemoneh Esrei. You have already completed your Shemoneh Esrei. You would like to turn around to see what's going on in shul, or to do something, or to look at something, or for whatever other reason that he feels. Is it permitted to turn around during Shemoneh Esrei when other people are still in the middle of davening, even though you have already finished? So we have a clear ruling in the Ramah in chapter 123, halacha 2, recorded in all the Achreinim, that it is forbidden for one to turn his face around to face the congregation until the Chazan finishes his prayer. Meaning, so long as the Shliach Tzibur, the Chazan, is still davening Shemoneh Esrei, you, the congregant, even though you've already completed your Shemoneh Esrei, have a restriction that you're not allowed to turn around to face the Kahal, the congregation. Once the Chazan finishes the Shemoneh Esrei, then you are allowed to turn around. Now this is referring to simply turning your face around. However, your body, as we know, is meant to remain 3 steps back until the Chazan reaches Kedusha, when you return to your original spot. But nonetheless, to turn your face around is permitted once the Chazan has finished his davening. Now what is the reason behind this restriction? So we find 3 reasons mentioned in the Poskim with some practical ramifications between them. One reason recorded is because if you turn around prior to the Chazan finishing, that since the Chazan is meant to be the measurement of length of the Shemoneh Esrei that a person should have, people will say it must be you skipped some words and you cheated in your Shemoneh Esrei, and that's why you're already done. So in order not to cause a bad rumor, the sages prohibited one from turning around until the Chazan is finished. Another reason recorded is because when you turn around and start looking at people, they lose their concentration in their Shemoneh Esrei. Another reason recorded is because the Shekhinah is found in front of people davening Shemoneh Esrei. And since there are people in front of you still davening, if you turn around, it's insolence to the Shekhinah as you're turning your back now to the Shekhinah. So these are the different reasons mentioned. And the practical ramifications are, is it indeed dependent on the Chazan finishing Shemoneh Esrei, as we already said? Or perhaps you also have to wait for the congregation to finish. According to the first reason, it's only dependent on the Chazan. According to the second and third reasons, dependent also on the congregation. Meaning, even if the Chazan finishes, if the majority of the congregation is still davening, you can't turn around. Practically, while some poskim rule like the latter approach, that in addition to the Chazan finishing, you can't turn around till the Rov, majority of the congregation finishes Shemoneh Esrei. Practically, from the Ramah and Alter Rebbe, it's implied that it's only dependent on the Chazan alone. And once he's done, you can turn around. Practically, to summarize, the sages placed a limitation and forbade one who finished davening Shemoneh Esrei to turn around and face the rest of the congregation who's still davening, so long as the Chazan is still in the middle of davening. Once the Chazan is finished, then it's permitted to turn your face around, although some are stringent to not turn their face around until the point that majority of the congregation have finished davening. Now what about turning around just to see if the person behind you has finished davening, or if there's no one behind you, to see if you can take 3 steps back? As you're not allowed to take 3 steps back if someone's still davening Shemoneh Esrei within a certain distance from behind you. So seemingly in this case, certainly it would be permitted, as we do not find anywhere recorded in Poskim that one cannot take 3 steps back until the Chazan is finished davening, being that you can't turn around yet to see if someone's behind you. And thus, being that this halach has never been heard of, you must say that it is permitted to turn around swiftly to see if someone's behind you, and take 3 steps back even if the Chazan has not yet finished. As for the reason this is allowed, seemingly the entire prohibition of turning around is not when one turns around for a second, but one turns around and begins looking for some time. But to turn around momentarily for a swift glance was never restricted to begin with.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.